Hi Taurus, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for January 2022. It is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. If this one doesn't resonate, definitely check out those other placements. It is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone who watches. So we're going to get into your current energy, the near future, what you don't see coming, and then what Spirit wants you to focus on. We'll clarify that, and then we'll get into your person's energy and your energy and see what's going on there as well. So if you are returning, welcome back. Thank you guys for all of your support. If you are new, welcome. I hope you'll stay. I am available for personal readings. If you'd like one of those, the info's in the description box below or in my about section of my channel. Okay, so let's see what's going on with you. I hope everybody's having a great new year. Can't believe it's 2022. It's crazy. All right, so your current energy is the Queen of Cups in reverse with the Six of Wands and the Justice. Okay, so there's something that might be stirring up a little bit of, I'm not feeling so great, a little emotional unavailability. And the near future, we have the Seven of Pentacles with the King of Swords and then the Four of Wands. What you don't see coming is the Five of Wands, the Ten of Cups, I love that, and the Knight of Cups. Look at this, great energy. And then what Spirit wants you to focus on is the Temperance in reverse, the Eight of Cups. Yes, I keep running into that little vine. And then the Ten of Swords in reverse. Overall energy is the High Priestess. And right behind that, we have the Hierophant. So I feel like there's a little bit of conflicting energy. There's a part of you that wants to trust your intuition, and the other part of you that's not 100% sure that you can. So sometimes we go through this. Sometimes we feel really, really strongly that what we're feeling is really the right thing. And at other times, yes, you can doubt yourself. And I think it's to do with a love situation. Maybe you're questioning whether you made the right choice about a partner. I do see for some of you, you may have gone through a breakup or a divorce, something of that sort that was a long-term relationship. And maybe you question your picker. And when I say picker, sometimes we blame ourselves for attracting the same type of energy. It's before we really wake up and realize that our soul's here to experience these things in order to release karma and do all that stuff. For those of you watching, a lot of you are already there and you get it. You understand that you had to go through these things in order to get to a place where you find joy and happiness and not have to deal with the lessons that you've come here to learn. Some of you, it could have taken longer. You're a little later in life. Others of you, you are learning at a very early age. Congrats, you're lucky you came in as a very open-minded soul who probably already cleared karma in a past life, and now you're in a position where you don't have to worry about that. So this is still a sense of, am I making the right choices in my love situations? We'll get into whether that's current, past, and the other stuff in just a moment. Now, the Ten of Pentacles is right behind this. So I'm going to pull the cards from the deck if they seem to stand out. This to me says that there's a part of you that's realized what type of relationship you really desire and what successful looks like within a partnership. It doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be that two people are wildly successful financially, but you could truly desire that kind of stability within your partnerships. And you may have experienced people who weren't. Maybe love had superseded some other aspects of the relationship, and now you realize what you truly desire is someone who matches you on that level, the same kind of drive, the same kind of financial goals, things like that, all which play a huge part in a truly successful relationship. The Nine of Wands tells me right there that you've been through quite a bit. This is our wounded warrior. So it says you've overcome a lot of probably difficult and toxic types of relationships. You could have dealt with people who had codependency issues or people who just had toxic behaviors that reminded you of something from your childhood. A lot of things coming up for recognition. In other words, coming from your subconscious, what you didn't realize were actually issues. And now you're becoming more aware of what those things are and how to look for them. And that's why I think at times you might question, can I actually choose the right situation for me? That's when it's the right time to take a step back and say, okay, what have I learned from the ones that I've already experienced? How well do I know me? What do I really want? Is that kind of a love enough, or do I need other things in order to feel like my relationship is stable? Yeah, I see you looking more into the future, knowing that you have the the bull by the horns. In other words, you have the world in your hands. You can actually create anything that you want. At times, yes, there are some things that you have to go through that you're not going to understand until after you've gone through them, because it's part of your path. We don't wake up until we are at a place where we're really ready to clear the energies that need to be cleared and left behind. So you may have, as a soul, decided to come here and go 45 years before you actually figured it out. And that's just what you came here to experience. So hopefully, after this, you realize that you can trust your intuition. It is there to guide you, and you're not making the wrong decisions. You just had not been made aware yet. It wasn't the time for you to really know it, because you wouldn't have gone through with it had you already understood what the purpose of that relationship was. Okay, so I'm going to set these back in the deck and we'll talk about your current energy. So the Queen of Cups in reverse with the Six of Wands and the Justice, this just tells me that it's confirming your recognition of needing to probably hold back a little bit on the emotional side. That has not served you well in the past. So it seems like a part of you is kind of closed off in that way. I don't mean completely closed off, just that you're more aware of how much emotionally you are able to give into something, and to be more cautious because it hasn't worked for you before. There wasn't balance. You didn't find the outcome. You didn't get the desired outcome that you truly wanted. And it was probably because you needed to understand you a little bit better. Now, in the near future, we have the Seven of Pentacles with the King of Swords and the Four of Wands. Now, this is kind of a look back on some of the more serious relationships. You're questioning maybe a soulmate relationship. Where did I wait too long to see if something was going to work out? For those of you that were married, you're understanding it now. The King of Swords being in the center, it's a very masculine energy, yes, but it doesn't matter which gender you are. It just says that you have clarity around it now. That waiting around to see if things are going to work out, or staying for reasons that society told you you should stay in a relationship, are not ones that create happiness in your life. If you're changing and shifting and you want your relationships to feel different, then you need to be able to feel free to get out of something that maybe you believed you had to stay in. All right, so I'll clarify that too. And then what you don't see coming is the Five of Wands with the Ten of Cups and the Knight of Cups. This is you fighting for your joy, fighting for the happiness and the outcome that you want. I love that. Now, the Five of Wands is very much about them. They're learning, they're training. So that's what you've been through. You've been through the tougher parts. You fought through the tough stuff to get on the other side of it. And now you're recognizing what it's going to take for you to be really happy and joyful in your relationship. So the Knight of Cups is telling me that you're moving forward, wanting to offer love, but you're not going to move too quickly. So for those of you that are in a current relationship, you could have gotten over the hump of something difficult and worked through it, and you've now found happiness. But I think you're going to focus on other things that bring you joy as well. Maybe your primary focus had been on your relationships, and now you're realizing that there are other things that you want to put your love and energy into as well, and that's what's going to also fulfill you, because it's good to be independent in your relationships. Now, if you are single, this is me feeling like you finally know what you really, really want, and that's going to help you in the future move towards an energy that's going to mirror back to you the same things that you feel. It's a lot of self-love, which is really beautiful. You fought hard to get where you are. So if you're ready to offer up love to a relationship just now, Spirit's like, it's it. This is what you don't see coming. It could be that an energy is coming towards you, but I feel this is more yours than it is somebody else's. Doesn't mean it's not possible. We'll clarify that as well. So what Spirit wants you to focus on is being patient as you put these things behind you. Those things that you've overcome, the pains, the things that you've just been done with. Be patient with yourself, because leaving behind that stuff can be really difficult. It's hard. We have some scars and wounds. Yes, everybody's going through these types of things at different times, especially if you're watching tarot. You're probably at a place where you've either woken up or you're starting to get to that place where you're understanding it more. So they just want you to be patient with you while you leave behind some probably difficult emotional things. This is going to be a very different year for every sign. We're all going to have something different. Here comes the angel kitty. She's going to try to get in here. I know she is. So bear with me. If she comes through, I promise I'll continue. But that's a blessing, because she is what I call the angel. So she's coming in to bless your reading and tell you, yes, you've got people looking out for you. All right. Sorry if you get her tail. She's a trip. All right. So let's look at the Queen of Cups in reverse with the Six of Wands. Now, I do sense that some of you may feel just a little bit emotionally shut off right now. And if that's the case, it's just because of the things that you've experienced. And at times we have to do that. We go through processes where we shut down because we have to protect ourselves while we go through the growth and learn the things that we need to learn. So we're not always as available to everyone else. It doesn't necessarily mean you're not taking care of yourself, but there is an emphasis on doing that as well, especially during this month. So we have the Six of Cups. Yes, that's what's going to bring you the balance. So the Six of Cups in the upright can say that at times you probably give a lot of yourself to other people, which is totally your nature. But in this case, it's balancing out how much you give to others versus how much you give to you. And at times I do think you can neglect yourself. So in January, there's a need for wanting to really take care of you. Just focus on what's going to bring you the outcome that you're looking for. It can be difficult to shift from being someone who's always used to taking care of other people and allowing that imbalance to really finding a way to give to ourselves first. And there may be some people who don't like it very much while you do that. Now, the Eight of Wands in reverse. This to me says you're holding back. You don't really want to communicate a ton. Maybe you just feel like you need to isolate yourself a tad in January. Not a big deal. If you're not ready to open up and talk about things with whoever you may be dealing with, or just in general with people around you, you're just working through things that are internal, not things that are necessarily important for other people to be involved in. All right, now we have the Seven of Pentacles with the King of Swords and then the Four Swords. That's great because it says that the mental holdups aren't there. This says that you've come out of a place in the near future of thinking these things through, and then working through them and having the clarity. Moving forward with true integrity. And it's about self-integrity. It's not necessarily about what somebody else is bringing to you. It's the clarity you need within, especially around failed relationships or things that didn't work out. And then we have Justice in reverse. So at times you may feel like things were not fair. Again, it makes sense if you were giving so much into something. But justice in reverse isn't a bad thing. It just means that you are now aware of that with the King of Swords. And there could be somebody in your life also that you had hoped would come around and understand where you're coming from. If at times you were not someone who liked a lot of conflict, I think it would be difficult for another person to understand where you're coming from. So you may find that you are now having a voice where you didn't have one before. And it does come across as something, a little difficult for some people to swallow. When people find their voices, those who are used to you a certain way get uncomfortable. All right, so what you don't see coming is the Five of Wands. This is you really fighting for your happiness. I love that energy. Yes, and then the World comes out. So that means you are definitely closing out this particular cycle. There's no more repeating of this. So I don't think people are going to be able to get into your space without you being very cautious. I think you're going to defend your positions. This could be something that you're dealing with at work as well, or you felt like you needed to emotionally withdraw and not look at it from that perspective and be more clear about your position. Because as much as we want to get along with people at work and, be easygoing, find balance, sometimes those people aren't the same way we are. So you may have dealt with some difficulty there. And I think you're putting your foot down, and that's where these big changes come in. So this aspect of your life is now shifting, and you're going to be more focused, it feels like, on what brings you happiness instead of being so focused on other people's. All right, so let's look at the 10 of Cups with the Knight of Cups. And then we have the King of Wands. So somebody's energy is going to come into yours. You may find yourself drawn to this person. Now, he can be my narcissist, but he doesn't always have to be. In this case, I'm going to say a lot of people have already been through those difficult relationships, and now it's just somebody who's a little bit spicy. Now, you could have met them, but this is the row where you don't see what's coming towards you. So this could be a passionate encounter. It could just be someone who comes into your energy that tests you a little bit, but I feel like it's actually exciting. It's something that's going to stir something up in you and actually bring you a lot of joy. Does it feel very permanent? Not necessarily. I think you'll take things slowly if you do decide to get involved with this particular energy, but it's going to change things for you. I think it's going to help give you a different perspective on how you can actually exist in a relationship with somebody. It doesn't have to be cookie cutter. Not that you had wanted that or had desired it, but society had told us for such a long period of time, this is what a relationship is supposed to be and how it's supposed to look. Well, we don't live like that anymore. So if this is what brings you joy in your life, go for it. Whoever this is definitely has a lot of passion for you. Now here comes the 5 of Wands. You may feel like you have to defend this situation when it comes about. People may have their opinions about it. I just don't think you're going to teach them how to treat you. In other words, if people seem to come into your space and tend to give you advice that you're not looking for, this is you backing people up and backing people off because you're clear about you. So if anybody tries to start any kind of drama with you, I just don't think you're going to have it. All right, so I'm going to shuffle one more time and we'll get the clarifiers for the Temperance in reverse. All right, Temperance in reverse with the 8 of Cups and then the 10 of Wands. See, when you walk away from those circumstances, situations, feelings, emotions, and get that mental clarity, it releases a lot of the burdens, a lot of that feeling of, oh my God, I'm just exhausted. I can't do this anymore. Like I can't carry the emotional weight of other people. I can't carry the needs of everybody else on my shoulders all the time. The only person I can really focus on is me. So you're not going to be feeding into those energies that seem to want to just suck you dry emotionally. This is you allowing that to go. Anything that you're done with is just gone and it relieves you so much. So try to have some patience. And then we have the Death in reverse because this is a major change and not all of the change is done. So the beginning of January into mid-month, even into the next couple of months, you could start feeling yourself shifting and changing in a way that you never expected to be. You just probably feel like you're a different person than you have been. Okay, so I'm going to clear this and we will get into your person's energy, whoever's on your mind. So think about them for just a moment while I clear this. I'll see what card wants to stay. So it's going to be the 7 of Pentacles. There's something in your life that I think needs just a little bit more time. If you've been working really, really hard to accomplish something in your work life, or maybe it's just that you want to save enough money to have go buy a house or to do something in your life, they're still saying, yes, you've been waiting for quite some time. I don't think it's going to be much longer. All that you've worked so hard to accomplish is finally going to start paying off. He does stand there looking like, is it really growing? I do believe it is. The changes are growing within you. The things that you're trying to put your focus on are definitely going to grow. And I just want to say have patience with that as well. Okay. So let's see what's going on with you and your person. This is for Taurus. Okay, so your person's energy is the Queen of Cups. This is somebody who definitely knows how to love themselves. The Page of Wands in reverse, the King of Pentacles, interesting energy, and then the Tower. So something's going on within your person. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sag, Aries, or Leo, and then we have Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, strong Scorpio energy. All right, I'm going to shuffle a little bit more and let's see what's going on with you. So we have the Three of Wands in reverse for you, the World in reverse, and the Knight of Wands in reverse, and the Lovers in the upright. So I think a part of you is not quite ready to release this particular energy. The person feels pretty stable. I just think they're going through some hefty changes, and I think they want big changes to happen within the relationship as well. I think you too, there's Gemini energy as well, by the way. A lot of fire. I think you're kind of at a place where you're not sure, is this going to move forward? Maybe you're losing patience with them. If there's times when they can pull back or seem a little bit immature, I can sense that, but really for the most part, they seem to be very stable. They definitely love themselves. I hate to say it like that, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that their back at times can be towards you, meaning that they focus primarily on their own emotions versus yours. Now, as far as being very grounded energy, I think they are, and they admire that about you as well. But there's something that they want to shift and change. So it could be the relationship. Maybe there needs to be a shakeup, or they want something to be a tad bit more exciting. And they just want to focus on their own emotions and not necessarily somebody else's. Not that they don't care about yours. I just think they're looking at it like, okay, things are stable in my life. Now let's shake things up in the relationship. I think for you, it's a little bit tough because it doesn't feel like it's moving. And there's a part of you that might be losing a little bit of passion for them in the meantime. If they seem to be very self-focused, that can be tough. But I do think they want something grounded, something that's stable with you. It seems as though you're very interested in this. You probably feel very connected to this person, but something seems to be holding you back. And I'm not quite sure what that energy is. Let's see if we can get a little bit more on yours as well in a minute. I'm going to pull the Romance Angels and then we'll get some advice for you. This is for Taurus. Okay, so we have pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Yeah. Like I said, they may be a little bit focused on themselves. Is that a red flag? It could be. If they don't seem to give the same way you do and they don't match you emotionally, that can be a little bit difficult. So you may want to keep an eye out for that. I think at times they can be a little bit explosive as well. Religious factors, your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing or spiritual path. Most definitely, you could be of different backgrounds, or you're going through a spiritual awakening and maybe they're not at that place just yet. And then we have healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. This would be what your person's probably going through, and that could be why they shake things up. When someone's had a difficult childhood, which a lot of us have that are going through these deep, deep spiritual journeys, then they can be very explosive. So they're projecting things onto you at times that aren't about you. And that's where I can see that if you're trying to go through this change, you may love the person, but if they aren't going to do some of the healing they need to do, it can be difficult for you to move forward with them. And then we have love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Always, always, always. I agree with that 1,000%. Love yourself first. Finances and career, financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. It could be for some of you. I don't think your person is necessarily unstable. I don't sense that you are either. I think there's just something that's going to shake up and change in their life. So could it be that, yes, they go through a difficult time financially? Possibly. But it's not showing that that's exactly what it is. All right, there's some truth for sure that needs to be had within this relationship. Somebody's needing to give clarity to it. It could be that you need this person to just speak up. There's some insight that's coming in. I think they're going to say or do something that might even shock you just a little bit. The Three of Pentacles in reverse. At times, I don't think they play well with others. So the Three of Pentacles is usually about people coming together, collaboration. It can be a couple different things. Third party situations, don't sense that it's that. I just think at times they have a hard time looking beyond their own needs. All right, so let's get one more card. We have the Two of Wands. So decide what you want in the future, and then you can offer that to a partnership, to this partnership. It seems like there needs to be almost like a ground zero. If you're going to stay in this, then something needs to be refreshed, and it needs to start off from a more stable position, like needing to explain what it's going to take in order for you to be happy within it, the relationship. All right, let me put that down and we'll get the Lover's Oracle. This is for Taurus. Okay, that card feels right. It says surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. That may be the case. If you feel like you can't wait any longer for this person to shift, if they're not going to, or whatever it is that's going on with them, then at times you just got to throw your hands up and say, okay, God, I'm giving this back to you. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. Oh my God, yes. And then we have don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. That is the whole reading wrapped up in one. It's saying be true to you first, and then the people that match that energy are going to show up for you. Someone who's true to themselves and can be true to you. So last but not least, we'll get a couple cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle. This is for Taurus. All right, so mending. This card has been coming out so much in the readings. It is very possible that this can be mended. Two people can shift and change within a relationship, and it can become renewed, but there has to be a tremendous amount of change and communication. And then we have, this is coming out in the same order, and you may be dealing with one of the other signs, Capricorn or Virgo, that I did today, because I think this is similar to theirs. This is about standing up, that masculine energy. And yes, focusing on you first. Yes, it's okay for your partner to focus on themselves, but if they're doing that in a way that is not healthy within the relationship, that's different. But this is taking back power as well. And then the fates. Okay, this could be a very fated relationship, or you could feel like you had to experience this. And the co-create is you understand that Spirit brought this in to your life in order for you to grow. So fours could be important to you. That could be someone's birthday, the 17th, the 1st, or the 7th. Now the last card is poised. So this reduces to a 12, which then again reduces to a 3. To me, this card is all about trying to maintain your composure while you go through the things that you do in life. And I think you guys manage that very well. I know a lot of Tauruses, and you guys definitely keep things together. You do it for yourself and you do it for other people, even if times are tough. So you're getting kind of that spiritual pat on the back for having kept things together the best way you knew how through any kind of a difficult situation. Okay, guys, those were your messages. I hope they help. Thank you so, so much for all of your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. Again, if you would like a personal reading, that info is in the description box below or in the About section of my channel. I hope you have an amazing month, and I'll see you in the next one. Lots of love. Take care.